Hi everyone, Ravi this side. Welcome to EnggAdda. Today in this video we are going to discuss about the cache eviction. So what we'll do, we'll try to discuss about the cache eviction, what is cache eviction and how we can implement it in the Spring Boot application. So first of all we'll briefly discuss about the cache eviction. Later on we'll try to practically implement the cache eviction in a Spring Boot application. So what we'll do, we'll try to create one REST API in the Spring Boot application to evict the cache. Before going to do these things, let me try to tell you there is a video on my channel where I have discussed about the cache implementation in Spring Boot application. So if you are new to the concept of cache, please watch that video so that it is clear to you how to implement the cache in a Spring Boot application. Once it is clear, you can watch this video. Here in this video, we are going to develop a REST API, and that REST API will help us in the cache eviction. So let me try to go to the next slide and try to discuss about the cache eviction, what it is, and later on we'll try to uh, go to the implementation part. So what is cache eviction? Cache eviction refers to the process of removing items or entries from a cache to make a space for the new data. So it is basically a process of removing the entries from the cache. Caches are used in computing system to store frequently accessed data and speed up access time. However, caches have limited capacity, and when the cache is full, it becomes necessary to evict or remove some existing item to make rooms for the new ones. So this is what cache eviction is. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to the IntelliJ. There I already have created one Spring Boot application where I have implemented the cache. If you are new to the cache and you only want to implement the cache eviction, then I will provide you the GitHub link of that application so that you can directly go and then clone it out and then do the practical implementation of the cache eviction, that what we are going to do now. So don't worry on those things. So this is about the cache eviction. Now let me try to go to the IntelliJ and then we'll try to uh, open that application. So just wait for a few seconds. Let me try to open that. Let me try to brief you about the application, what the application is doing here. So it will be more clear to you. So here you can see we have created the application with the entity called product. Okay, so the product, this class is entity here and it is product. We have a table called product in the database, and this class contains four attributes, which is ID, name, price and the quantity. So we have the product ID, name, price and the quantity. Then we have the DAO layer, which is repository we have created here, which is product repo, which is extending the JPA repository. Coming to the service layer, we have the product service interface, and then in this interface you can see we have two methods. One is to fetch out all the product from the DB. Second is to insert the product into the DB. Now coming to the implementation of it, we have the product service implementation class, and we are implementing these two methods that we have declared here in the product service. You can see this. So how we are implementing it out, for the insert product, you can see we are calling the same method of the GPA and then providing this product that we want to insert into the DB. If you'll go to the, here you can see we have auto add the product repository so that we can directly use the product repo, and we can directly use the GPA provided method. So here you can see the save is GPA provided method, And then if you'll come here to the second method, which is get all the products, which is fetching out the list of product from the DB, you can see we are using the find all method of the JPA with the help of product repository. Then we are putting this list of the product into the cache, and then we are returning the list of the product that we are fetching from the DB. And here you can see in the if condition what we put here is we are checking out if some data is there in the cache. If it is there, then fetch out the list of the product from the cache, not from the DB. So this is how we implemented the cache here. Now coming to the initialization of the cache, if you'll go down here, you can see we have created one method called init cache, and it is a post construct method. So when the application will start, it will automatically load a cache for us. Here you can see we have the instance of the my cache, and this is how my cache is looking like. It is having a key of a string type, and the value is of the list of product type that we are inserting into it. So we are initializing this as a caffeine cache, and we are setting out the maximum size 200. If you want to set some expiry time and all, so you can directly go here and then introduce those things as well. As of now, I'm not doing. I am putting it as a simple. So just providing a maximum size here and then building it out. So this is how our service layer is looking like, where we have implemented the cache. Coming to the controller layer, you can see we are having two APIs. One is to fetch out all the product from the DB, and second is to insert it out. And then inside this, you can see we are directly calling the methods of the product service. So this is the whole flow. Coming to the application.properties file, we are using this DB, and these are the others configuration, and this is the port on which our application will be up and running. So this is the whole flow of the application where we have implemented the cache. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to create a API in the controller layer which will be evicting the cache. Okay, so let me try to do that. So either you can start from the controller layer, or you can go to the service layer and try to develop the things there. So let me try to go to the service layer here, and what I can do, I can separately create a controller for the cache eviction, and then we'll do those things. So let's say cache eviction controller, and let me try to auto wire this with the REST controller. And if you want to put the request mapping, you can put those things here. Let me try to make it as a cache. Now inside it, let me try to create one git mapping, and let's say evict products, something like that. And let me try to create this method like public. Let's say it is returning either you can, yeah, as of now let me try to return it as a string, and evict cache, the method name is, and yeah, those two things. Now what we need to do is we need to develop the service layer. So here we have already the service layer. I'm not going to separately create a service layer for the cache. I'm just going to directly use this product service. So come here to the product service interface and create one method here, and how it should look like. Let's say it is also returning some string. So here let's say we have a string evict cache, and we are not passing anything here. Now if you'll go to the product service implementation, you have to implement the newly method that we have added there. So just implement it out, and Let me come out here. Okay. So what it is doing is it is just trying to evict this mic asset that we have initialized here, that we are using here to record the list of products that we are fetching out from the DB. Okay. So that is what we are doing here. So let me try to return something like cache is, or you can say my cache is evicted successfully. Okay. Now I just want to log something here. So either you can use log.info, or as of now I'm just simply printing it out. So what I'm going to do is let's say the size, the caches size before eviction or evicting, something like that. Before eviction is my cache dot estimated size, and if you want to put it, just put it here and say that the cache size after eviction is this. Okay. So what we are doing here is we are just trying to print something or log something before and after the eviction is being done. Now in between that we are going to put the logic to evict the cache. So how we can evict the cache? There is a two way. So we have the my cache, and this is the cache that we want to evict. So you can see, if you'll see here in the get all the products method, how we are putting the records into the cache, or how our cache is looking like. If you'll come down, you can see we are initializing this cache, or the return type of this cache is looking like cache, and it has the key which is of a string type and the value of list of product. So if you'll come here to this get all products method, you can see when we are putting out the list of product into the cache, we are also passing one key which is products here. So when you want to evict the cache, either you can evict the cache with the help of the key, or you can evict all. Okay, so there is a two method. Either if you want to evict the cache with the help of the key, or you can evict all. So as of now I'm just going to evict the cache by finding out the key first, and later on we'll also show you how you can evict all the things. So if you want to evict the cache based upon the key, then you have to use this method get if present, and inside that you have to pass the key. So just use it out, products, and the key that we need to pass is products, because above we have used the product as a key to insert the list of product inside the cache. So that is why we are passing here. So get if present this, then okay, let me try to come here and do this invalidate, and you want to invalidate the cache with the key as product. So that is what you need to pass here. Okay, I was using the wrong methods. I was using this get if present, but yeah, this is to find out if this key is present or not. If you want to evict the cache with the particular key, you have to use the invalidate, and you have to pass that key here. So that is what we are doing here. Okay, so we are good. Now I just need to use this method inside the controller that we have created. So come here to the controller. If you want to use it, you have to auto wire the product service here. So just auto wire it out, and private product service. Okay, with the help of this product service reference that we have created, we are just going to call the method which is evict cache. That's all. And here you can return it out. Okay, as simple as that. Now let me try to run this and try to hit one of the API first, which is to find out the list of product first. Okay, so for that, let me try to open the Postman here and wait for a few seconds. You can see our application is up on the port number 9000, and just wait for a few seconds to Postman be up. Okay, so I think it is up. Let me try to go to the cache here. Okay, yeah. So what is the API to find out all the product from the DB? It is the class level mapping is API, and then we have the products. So here you can see our application is locally up on the port number 9000. If you'll see here into the console, you can see our application is locally up on the port number 9000, and the API that we want to hit is API slash products. So if you'll hit it out, you will find the result here. You can see this. Okay, why it is not coming properly? Let me try to hit it again. So you can see we have the list of, let me try to print it out. Okay, now it is properly coming up. So here you can see in the response, we have the list of products coming up as a response. We have around 15 products here. Okay, so this API is working fine. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hit the eviction API that we have developed. Okay, so if you'll come here and go to the cache eviction controller, you can see this is the API for us. And the class level mapping is cache and then evict products. So come here to the Postman, try to create one new get API and rename it evict API. Okay, now it is our application is up on the port number 9000. So just change the port number to 9000, and then we have the cache as a class level mapping, and then we have the evict products. Okay, evict products. So copy this, come here, paste it out, and then hit it out. Here you can see in the response we are getting my cache is evicted successfully. Now if we'll come here to the application, and if we'll come down, here you can see we are printing out this logs here, which is giving us the size of the cache before and after the eviction. If we'll come here, you can see if we'll go to this implementation of this method, you can see here what we are doing. We are printing out the size of the cache before eviction and after eviction. So the cache size before eviction is 1 and the cache size after eviction is 0. Okay, so when we hit this API, when we hit the products API, what it does is, let me try to explain you. So if we'll go to the product controller, when we hit this API, what it does is it goes to this method. What this method is doing here is it is trying to see if this my cache is having a key as products or not. If it is not there, it will go to this product repository find all method and find out the list of product from the DB and then insert that list of product into the cache with the key as products. Once it is inserted, it will print out this line which is list of product is inserted into the cache, and that is what you can see here. Okay, now if it is inserted first, then what it will do, it will try to return the list of product to you. Second time when we are going here to this evict products, API, then what it is doing is it is as of now we have inserted the list of product into the my cache from this API, right? If we go here, so when we hit this API, what it does is find out the list of product from the DB, insert it into the cache. So this time the cache is having the size as 1. Okay, when we hit the evict API, this is what we are getting. The size was 1 and after the eviction size becomes 0. Okay, so this is how the cache eviction is working. So let me try to again show you the whole flow. If you'll come here to the cache eviction API or class, you can see the class level mapping is cache. Now if you want to hit this API, you have to provide this evict products. If you'll hit that API, if it will come here to the implementation of this method, it will print out the size of the cache before eviction, and after that we are evicting it out, and then after the eviction it is also printing out the size for you, and then it is returning the response as my cache evicted successfully, and this response we are getting here into the postman as a response. So this is how the cache eviction is working. Now here we are evicting out the cache based upon the key. If you want to evict all the cache, then what you have to do is you have to use the cache dot invalidate method. Okay, or you can say this invalidate all. And let me try to rerun this application. Now if I directly hit this API which is evicting the cache and we don't have anything into the cache, then we will see the size as 0 before and after eviction. Let me try to show you that scenario as well. So just let me try to hit it out. Here you can see the cache size before eviction is 0 and after eviction is also 0, because we don't have anything inside the cache, because we have not hitted out this API to fetch out the list of product from the DB and insert that into the cache if nothing is there. Okay, so that is why we are getting the size as 0 and 0 before and after the eviction. Now let me try to hit this API to insert the list of product, or you can say to fetch out the list of product from the DB and insert it out into the cache. So just come here and then hit this API. Now you can see we have the list of product, and if you come here you can see the list of product is inserted into the cache. Now the cache has some value. If you go to the cache eviction controller now and hit it out, what it will do, it will give you the size of the cache before eviction and after eviction. Before eviction it would be 1 and after eviction it will be 0. So go to the postman and again go to the evict API and hit it out, and here you will go. If you see here, before eviction it is 1 and after eviction it is 0. So this is how the cache eviction is being performed. If you want to develop a REST API to evict the cache, this is the way. Okay, if you like the video, please hit the like button and please subscribe the channel for more such content. Thanks.